All right, so how do you pick products? Well, first it's going to start with what is your niche? And if you can't define what that is, think about the products you currently sell or the products you want to sell. So you need to be able to answer kind of three main questions around products or a niche, if you will. First is, do you have experience with this? And it's okay if you don't, but if you don't have experience, it's going to be really hard to be able to sell something you don't have experience with. If you do have experience, that's fantastic. So experience with something. If you don't have experience, you have to be willing to go out and get that experience. And that costs money, it costs time, takes energy. And it may not be the energy and the experience and everything else that you have as a desire right now. So, question number one, experience. Number two, passions. I'm going to go ahead and close this because it's getting a little bit out of hand. We do heat with firewood here at our farm. And when we heat with firewood, well, kind of have to have some experience with it. So, number one, passion. Number two, experience. So, number one is going to be experience. Number two is going to be passion. Do you have passion for that product or service? So, when you're first starting out, it's really easy to get hyper fixated or hyper focused on like one thing. Like, I'm going to be good at this one thing, whatever that one thing is. It might be making sourdough bread. It might be growing amazing tomatoes. It might be, taking apples and turning them into apple cider. Like, I'm really good at apple cider, but I can't tell you a single thing about apples. Okay. So your niche is not just a very specific product, but it's more about who you serve, what problem you're solving for that audience. So when you think through a niche, you first have to have experience with it, or you have to be willing to go out and get that experience, which takes time, energy, and effort. Number two, you have to have a passion for it. So, and it's not just a passion that, hey, I'm going to do this for 2 or 3 months and I'm going to be done. No, it's a passion of, can I do this for the next 2 years? Can I talk about this topic for the next 2 years? Sell this product, sell this service, do that. So through a farm stand, you want to be able to think big game, think long term, and not just think small, but think way off in the distance. Can I go through and talk about this product for the next 2 years and sell it faithfully and reliably for the next 2 years? And it's okay if you say, nope, I think I'm not going to be able to sell that same product. That's okay. The idea being the audience you're serving, do you have a passion to connect with that same audience for the next 2 years? Think that. Because it's really easy to give up in the first 6 weeks, let alone 6 months, let alone 2 years down the road. So think big game. Think, can I talk about this product or service for the next 2 years? 3 is market demand. When you think about demand, you say, well, I don't know if the market demands it or not. Start looking in your community. If you're looking to sell sourdough bread, great. Look at the community in which you are in. See if there are other people who are selling sourdough bread. Chances are there are. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. Are they selling it from a farm stand? So you're here watching this video because you have an interest in selling something from a farm stand. So are they selling it from a farm stand? If they're not, maybe that's an opportunity. You say, well, this person has a home bakery. Don't care. Are they selling it through a farm stand? If you say no, okay, that's fine. If you say yes, that's fine too. Because what sets you apart is the niche you are creating. So when you think about a niche, you're not just picking a niche, you're literally creating it. So it's based on your experience, it's based on your passions, and it's based on the market demand. And you may not know that demand until you test the market a little bit. You may have to try and experiment. Totally recommend that you do that because you're not necessarily going to know what works or doesn't work until you test it out. So you can have a product, you can pick a niche, you're creating it based upon your experience, your passions, and your demands. One activity to work through, if you've not picked a niche, you haven't chosen anything, is to grab a sheet of paper. I want you to write down 3 big circles or take 3 lists. I like the circle idea because you're going to create what they call a Venn diagram. If you remember that from school, you've got a circle here, and maybe a circle here. And where they all intersect, that's the sweet spot right in the middle. That's what your niche is. That's what you are creating. So one circle is going to have your experiences. What things do you like to do? Do you have experience in doing? This is your knowledge. This is what you have learned. This is what you have done. So it could be, I know how to plumb a toilet. Great, that's wonderful. I know how to bake amazing bread. Wonderful. I know how to make soap. Wonderful. You're like, Scott, I don't know how to do anything. I think you probably do. And we actually have a prompt that I will leave in the section below, in the description below. I want you to grab that, go over to ChatGPT, drop that prompt in there, and answer the questions as it spits out. That'll help you to kind of think through some different ideas on what you might be good at. So one bubble is going to be experiences. The other bubble is going to be passions. What are things you love to do? You could talk about this stuff all day long. It might be things you like to read, things you like to do, places you like to go. What are your passions? Things you just can't get enough of, things that you could literally sit down and talk to a friend with over a cup of coffee. That's your passion. 3 is market demand. You're going to be able to gather some preliminary information by going out onto Facebook groups, your own local community, and seeing what are the items that people are currently selling. Bigger than that, not just what people are selling, but what people are actually buying. So here's a question I want you to go out into several community groups in your area, and I want you to ask. You're going to ask this question. If you could buy something from a farm stand today, what would you love to buy? Leave it as an open question. The reason why I say that is because that is how you're going to do preliminary market research. We have been in business now. We've had the farm stand for over 3 years. We continue to drop in community groups and ask that very same question. If you could buy one thing from a farm stand today, what would you love to buy? And you know what? People will tell you. It might be goat milk. It might be chicken eggs. It might be fresh berries. It might be cauliflower, onions, flowers, wheat berries, you name it. People will tell you what they want to buy. That is the product or service that you need to be offering, especially if they continue to answer the same question over and over and over. Now, it does not mean you have to go out and be all things to all people, because you can't do that. You cannot possibly provide every solution for everybody's problem. But what you can do is you can begin to answer those questions, see what the common themes are in the comments or in those various posts, and you can begin to formulate a plan around that. That's how you're going to be able to know what the market is asking for, because you're going out and you're doing that research and you're asking them specifically, what would they like to see? Once you know that, then you can go back and say, yep, I know there's market demand for that item. Or people aren't going to buy that, but they might be willing to buy this. Not every product is going to be a win. Not every product is going to be a success in your community. That's okay. Again, we have had products that haven't really done well. That's okay. It's all about trying and learning and experimenting. But the bigger question is, who are you serving? Because once you've connected with your audience, you're going to be able to continue to sell amazing things over and over and over. So, know who your audience is, know what products they like, know what problems they're wanting to solve, because that's what you're going to be able to help them with. And then you're going to be able to figure out your niche from there if you haven't already done so. Again, take a look at the comments below or the description below. I will have a prompt in there. It's called the niche generator, however you want to pronounce it. Take that, go to ChatGPT, drop that in, answer the questions that it's asking. There are a whole lot more questions you can begin answering. There's a lot more content to cover. Can't do it all right now. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, because there's a lot more here, a lot more information to be able to give away. And stay tuned for the next one, and we're going to tell you how to get some more valuable information. Thank you much.